and welcome to our presentation of the new Porsche 911 Carrera GTS and 911 Targa GTS. The rear lid tells us what lies within, and at Porsche, GTS stands for Gran Turismo Sport. Ever since the launch of the 904 Carrera GTS in 1963, this acronym has promised exceptional Porsche performance combined with exclusive comfort. The new GTS generation sets the bar even higher than before and offers further advances in terms of performance and efficiency. In comparison with their predecessors, the new models boast significantly higher performance values together with lower fuel consumption. Whether you are driving a few laps of a racing circuit or on a scenic drive, you will find that the new GTS models offer a faster, more agile, and also more emotional experience than any other GTS model to date. I'll now pass you over to our experts from the Porsche Development Center in Weissach, who will tell you more about what the new GTS models can do.
The new GTS models in the 911 model line are positioned towards the sporty end of the spectrum. They are positioned between the Carrera S and the GT3, the design for which is perhaps even more focused on driving on the racetrack. This means that while the GTS models are sporty, they are also perfectly suited for everyday life. They represent the best compromise for the sporty driver who also uses their car on a daily basis.
With the newly developed turbochargers for the GTS models, we can increase performance by 20 horsepower versus the previous models, and by 30 horsepower for the current Carrera S model. The engine now delivers 450 horsepower, or 331 kilowatts. The peak torque of 550 Nm can be reached at just over 2,000 revs, achieving a usable rev range of 5,000 RPM. With the Porsche PDK double-clutch transmission, the Carrera GTS Coupe is able to achieve optimum acceleration of 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.7 seconds. The top speed of all models is over 300 kilometers an hour. With Sport Plus mode active, the engine is even more responsive. The PDK is designed with the shortest shift times and the best possible switching points for maximum acceleration. The transmission shifts down earlier and extends the time between gear shifting. Intermediate acceleration is activated automatically when downshifting. In this mode, launch control also makes a racing start possible.
The GTS models have undergone a series of performance enhancements, including optimization of the drive and fine-tuning of the aerodynamics and chassis. This all results in a very impressive driving experience. Let's start with the wider rear axle track, which all GTS models have adopted from the Carrera 4. This wider track offers the benefits of a low roll tendency and even better stability on curves. The Coupe is equipped with a PASM Sports chassis as standard. This chassis lowers the body and the center of gravity by a further 10 millimeters, enhancing the lateral dynamics of the vehicle in particular. The forged aluminum wheels on the front and rear axle are each half an inch wider than on the Carrera S, 9 inches wide on the front axle, and 12 inches wide on the rear axle. This delivers an improved tire contact area, resulting in improved grip. The wider front axle wheel makes the steering behavior more neutral. We've also been busy fine-tuning the aerodynamics in the wind tunnel. We have optimized the lift coefficients such that the 911 GTS generates downforce on its rear axle. For the first time ever, we are offering rear axle steering as an option on the 911 GTS models. This new option gives the GTS much greater agility around tight corners and additional stability when changing lanes at high speed, as well as improving handling and significantly reducing the turning circle in urban traffic.
The GTS has a very special place in the 911 Carrera family. It is the sportiest representative of the model line. This message is clearly visualized by the exterior design of the model. The lowered body, borrowed from the Carrera 4 with its wider rear wings, rests on extremely light forged center lock wheels with cross-spoke design. The wheels are finished in black, and the black theme is reflected throughout the car. There are numerous black accents on the body, which give the GTS a particularly sporty note. The front end of the GTS has been completely redesigned in typical fashion. The 5 large, pronounced air intakes, with a particularly striking design, are a signature of the model and manage the increased air requirement of the even more powerful engine. The sports front lip is located below the air intakes. It is even closer to the ground than on previous models, giving the vehicle increased ground pressure. The tinted headlights are a classic GTS feature. The sports wing mirrors with a characteristic V-shaped base on the sides of the vehicle give the vehicle a special touch, as does the classic logo below the doors. A new feature of the Targa GTS is the black, characteristic Targa bar, which gives the vehicle its own unique character when compared with the series standard silver bar. The rear of the Carrera is always a very special point of interest thanks to its impressive proportions. The trim between the tail lights is a new feature for the GTS, and in combination with the tinted tail lights, serves to further increase the dynamics and power of the rear of the vehicle.
The new sound of the GTS is equally impressive. We believe the sports exhaust system with central tailpipes and increased idle speed is particularly well made and emotive. It ensures a particularly full sound.
Of course, the interior of the GTS also stands out. The main theme here is Alcantara, which we have used throughout the interior to help connect the driver and passenger with the vehicle itself. Specifically, Alcantara is used mainly on the seats, but also in the area of the door trim, the center console, and even on the steering wheel. Contrast stitching follows the path of the seams and particularly emphasizes the wide path here on the seat between the backrest and the shoulder pad.
The performance programs Normal, Sport, and Sport Plus can be set using the mode switch integrated in the standard Sport Chrono package. Drivers can configure their preferred settings using the individual program for an even more personalized driving style.
Under the GTS acronym, we are now offering 5 additional models for the 911 line. The Coupe with rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive versions, the Cabriolet with rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive versions, and the Targa with just all-wheel drive versions. The GTS models are particularly exclusive thanks to the extremely high-quality standard equipment. This even includes some features which really only can be found in the GTS and no other model.
I'm sure you are itching to get behind the wheel yourselves, and that's an experience not to miss. Have fun, and see you soon.